Thanks everyone for joining us. We're going to be discussing incentives to intelligence, winning solar and storage sales in 2026 without the ITC. My name is Tristan. I'm a product manager with Franklin based in Southern California, so happy to have everyone here in San Diego. It's actually Pei's neighborhood, really. I'm joined by David Lee and Pei Shazi from Cosmic Solar, so I'll give them a moment to introduce themselves. David, why don't you kick us off?
Sounds good. My name is David Lee. I'm the CEO of Prometheus Power Solutions based out of Fort Worth, Texas, in the Dallas Metroplex area. We specialize obviously in energy storage, solar, air to water generation, generators, anything that's going to be backup power solutions.
And I'm Pei Shazi, COO of Cosmic Solar and Roofing. We're just about 45 minutes up the road in Vista, California. Been in business since 2007. The founders of the company are Jude Shazi and Ram Shazi here. We have done over 6,500 installations, solar and storage, since 2007, and we love being a Franklin partner. We've installed many hundreds of Franklin batteries and haven't had a single issue, honestly, with any of them. So excited to be here today. And I just wanted to say that a couple people have asked me if I'm Ben Stiller. I'm not Ben Stiller, although I do resemble him very closely. So.
That must be fun to get mistaken for Ben Stiller on occasion.
You have no idea.
Cool. Well, thanks guys for joining us. I'm going to kick it off with a couple questions, and we'll go to David first. So, obviously 2026 is maybe a little bit of some breathing room from 2025, but without tax credits, what is the business case for storage? I mean, is it essential for homeowners, or is it an optional attachment for PV?
So, I mean, it's a complex question, obviously, but, for us, while it's still an optional, I think it's going to be essential moving forward, right? Texas is very unique. We have a very unstable grid at times. We're completely detached from the rest of the country as far as an energy grid. You're going to see a lot more people rely on backup power in order to supply energy to their house, especially when the grid is down in our area. We have a lot of solar customers that, can't actually access any energy when the grid goes down. So we need a lot of that power. I think the value proposition of battery is the big play moving forward, right? I mean, you have so many different factors when you're talking about batteries, with the ability to see your load management, load controls, load shedding. All these different variables allow us to control, and it's not about a discount anymore. It's about value and having that reassurance and reliability moving forward.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, we're starting to hear that you're selling a battery and the PV is kind of the add-on now, right?
Correct.
Yeah, thank you for that, David. Pei, to you, I mean, are you seeing homeowners actively request storage for resiliency, for EV adoption and electrification, or is it demand and rate management? Like, what is the motivating factor for customers in your market?
Yeah, that's a great question. There's a lot of different reasons to do storage these days. The one that immediately comes to mind to most customers is backup, but in our market here in San Diego, it's a fairly reliable grid. I mean, it doesn't really go down all that often, maybe a couple times a year, and it is really nice to have storage during those times. But I think one of the main drivers that we wake up every day and go out and try and sell batteries is for rate arbitrage. So here in San Diego, we have expensive peak rate hours, and the off-peak rate is lower. So if we can store our solar energy during off-peak and then give it to the house and send it back from the batteries during peak rates, then that rate arbitrage saves our customers a lot of money over the life of the system. In my experience, it can even pay for the entire battery over time. Over a 10-year period or less, you're getting, even without the tax credits, you're getting a good rate of return on that, that installation. So I think those are the two main drivers. But this industry, as we all know, moves so quickly, and what we were offering 2 years ago or recommending is really different than what's going to be standard in 24 months from now. So I think smart load management is key. Maybe not every customer knows we need that, but in 24 months, looking back, I think they'll say, I wish I had done it, or I wish I had been offered it. And we're marching towards that right now, with some of the new products that we're seeing. So I think those are key. And then of course the vehicle to load, or vehicle to home, or vehicle to grid is going to become really standard, I think, in time. So those are the big motivations. Those four motivations for installing batteries will shift and move over time, but right now I'd say backup is number one, and rate arbitrage is number two, and the other two are growing quickly as well.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, it's interesting across different markets, the motivation, but there obviously still is some overlap. Where I live, it's the perfect storm. It's expensive electricity and the power goes out all the time. So it's both things. But you bring up a good point, Pei. I want to know, how is software and load management being described to the customer, and how are you using that as a tool to sell energy storage systems?
Yeah. That's interesting you brought it up. I think from a solar consultant sales perspective, a lot of people just look at it like, how do I get this sale? But that isn't how we should be approaching sitting down with the customer and describing what they need. So I think a lot of customers don't really know a lot about load management yet, so we need to take the time to educate them about the products that are available, let them know why it's important, and let them know that it's going to be standard in time. So you might not be thinking about it now, maybe the other company didn't recommend it, but I'm giving you these options because you'll look back and be thankful that you did a system or installed a system that gives intelligent load management.
Mm-hmm. And maybe to David, I mean, can homeowners really perceive the value of the storage system without incentives today? Like in Texas, how do you put a value on having power during those freezing events or some type of natural disaster?
Well, I mean, I'll speak personally. The winter storm of 2021 was like a huge impact on me, right? I had no power. I'm on a well. I had no water for a week, and there is no value to that, right? I mean, how do you describe a time period where your family basically doesn't have the ability to even take a shower or cook food? So, I mean, the value prop is in the resiliency, right? The load management part, right? That I want to piggyback on that. I mean, there's obviously huge benefits to that. You can see what you're using. You can see how you can control your load management. You can, avoid a main panel upgrade just by seeing the things that you can, shed when the power goes out. So there's so many opportunities for us, even without the tax credits, to continue to sell the value of battery storage and using that battery storage to build a long-term resiliency for your house and your household.
And about load management, like Pei's mentioning, many homeowners, it's not front of mind. But in your experience, when someone goes from never being able to see what a circuit is doing in their home to now having control and visibility into it, does their perception change?
Absolutely. I mean, I was one of the first to, when I got solar, that's the thing, I was monitoring my app just like most people do when they get a battery or a solar system. They're looking at their app nonstop. And I found myself doing that nonstop for weeks on end until I got used to it. But it's really cool because you can figure out what you're using, what time of day, how much you're using, and figure out, hey, look at my pool pump is obviously inefficient. If I upgrade that, so you're finding ways to strategize on your own and make better decisions and smarter choices, right? There's different REPs out in Texas, so you can actually maximize different ways to use your smart loads and your smart controls, and being able to have visibility and all that. You can find ways to save money that way as well.
Yeah, no, totally makes sense. Pei, I'll pass this to you. I mean, are installers ready to dig into this load management and the backup and the EV behavior, or are they looking for cookie cutter solutions? I mean, what's Cosmic's approach to this?
Our install team is great. I should give them a plug. I mean, we've had the same guys on our team since 2007, and most of our employees have been with us for more than 10 years, so they've definitely grown with us. I was talking earlier with some of the Franklin team about storage. 5 years ago, we weren't offering it at all. 3 years ago, we were offering it maybe half of the time, and now it's 100% of customers need batteries. So storage has become front and center, like you said, and PV's kind of dropped in many cases to number 2 in the discussion at the kitchen table. So our installers have been with us so long that they've picked up and learned as the market has changed and things have, the technology changed and consumers are asking for different things. They've been great. I mean, if I'm talking about our guys, they come into work happy to learn, and they're always hungry for learning new things and making our customers happy by installing products that they want that work well. So I think the industry is just going towards that way where everyone is slowly adapting to the need for backup and intelligent load management and meter collars and all the products that go around with that. And I think we're just going to see more of that as we move forward.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And to David, kind of a similar question. I mean, what are your sales folks, discussing at the kitchen table? Is it the resiliency play? Is it load management? Because obviously, without the tax credit, you're really going to have to work harder to show the value of these systems.
Yeah, I mean, our sales reps are really talented. Obviously, we've been basically selling value since day one. Since I got involved in the solar industry, it's always been about value. The tax credit is almost just an extra add-on. Batteries, we've been installing batteries for several years now before batteries were really even popular. So it made it effective for us to really advertise what the value of batteries is, right? The resiliency, the ability to have, power when the grid goes down. I mean, obviously solar alone doesn't do that for you, right? So we've always preached value. The tax incentive was a bonus, but the value has always been in the resiliency of the system. And again, in Texas, we're a little bit different animal because we're by ourselves out there in the middle of nowhere with no dependency on the rest of the nation for the grid power. So the value of battery has always been extremely important to us. Our sales reps do a good job of portraying that and making sure that our customers understand that.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So, I mean, ultimately, you're not waiting for more incentives. You're going forward as is. Are there any kind of looming incentives in your market that you're looking to, like maybe virtual power plants or anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely. With being in deregulated territory, we have a lot of virtual power plant opportunities. I think that's the wave of the future. Finding ways to not only have battery backup for emergencies, but also being able to sell your power back to the grid is extremely important. That gives the homeowner an extra way to monetize their system while also having emergency backup power. So I think that's the next wave of the future. The companies that are smart about it, that are getting into virtual power plant programs, are going to find a way to maximize their return for the customer, and that ROI becomes a much better value to the customer when it comes to that.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I know we're keeping a keen eye on Texas and ready to join some of those programs as they launch. And in San Diego, Pate, I know we have the San Diego Community Power incentive program. How are you and Cosmic kind of leaning into that incentive for customers?
Yeah. Here in San Diego, there is a utility that works with SDG&E called this San Diego Community Power, and they offer upfront rebates, very generous rebates of up to $500 per kilowatt hour on battery storage when you install it. So some of our customers have got up to $10,000 when installing storage systems. So it's been great. We're able to market that and bring a lot of people to the realization that this is something they should be doing now instead of waiting. Because I think a lot of customers think, oh, I'll just wait, maybe prices will come down, maybe the technology will get better. There's really no better time to do storage than now, especially with rebate programs like this. And with the SDCP program, you get paid 10 cents per kilowatt hour for sending about 50% of your battery either to your home or to the grid during the peak hours. So I actually took advantage of it on my house, and I got a $6,250 rebate, and I'll probably get a $500 check this year for pushing my extra power to the grid. So it's not it's not free money. You have to go into a 5-year relationship with the utility where you're giving them power during the peak hours, but with the upfront incentive and the ongoing 5-month or 5-year checks up to 10 years if you want to take it that far, it's a great program that has been popular here and really helped push the battery adoption rate to close to 100%.
Yeah, we're excited to be a part of that program. So I mean, we're wrapping up here, but David, just want to ask you, what's your favorite thing about Franklin?
Say it out loud.
Swag.
So, yes, swag is important. Franklin always has the absolute best swag, number one. Free bicycles if you're outside. Ride the bicycle taxi. No, but in all seriousness, we've installed hundreds of batteries in the state of Texas using Franklin. The RMA rate is extremely low. The customer support's amazing. We have a great partnership with Franklin. We absolutely love it. It's our premier battery. It's our first go-to battery when we're talking about launching a battery or actually offering to the customer. I personally have 5 batteries in my house. I've never had a problem with any of my batteries, with the performance, with the power output. It's been a phenomenal product. Our customers believe in it, we believe in it, and we'll continue to push this battery.
Great, thanks, David. And then Pei, same thing to you. What's your favorite thing about Franklin? It could be me,
Man, you might have to cancel the next segment. I'm going to go on for an hour here, but No, honestly, one thing that I think is underappreciated, but it's really true, is the service department and your service is bar none. We've had 0 RMAs with Franklin, but there are a lot of questions that customers have, like, how do I reset my password, or can I change this or that, or a lot of software change questions. And sometimes I'll email your team on a Sunday at 8 a.m. and they'll get right back to me and say, we're working on it. I mean, it's incredible. So the service is incredible. I really haven't met another manufacturer that'll match that. And yeah, I mean, the A-Power S is really a marvel too in technology. Paired with the meter collar, it saves our crews thousands of dollars in time and a lot of cost to the customer. That's keeping costs down, making things cheap to install. So I love that you guys are innovative. I love your service, and you just have an excellent crew. Everyone that works at Franklin is so helpful, and you've built an A team of people, in my opinion, that are really there to serve the customer and serve our customers as well. So.
Yeah, and thanks to both Cosmic and Prometheus for being great partners, right? Like, you are on the front lines deploying the battery, communicating with our end customers, and so just want to say thank you to both.
Thank you.
For being amazing partners.
Appreciate it.
I think that's it, so thanks everyone.